What's your number? Yeah, what's your number? Oh, you're wondering what number I'm talking about. Not your phone number. Like, those are some of the questions that people ask in relationships, like, what's the number of sexual partners that you had in the past? Yes, those are some conversations that we get to have with a new relationship, with a new partner. But today I want to talk about how much is too much. How much do you want to disclose to your new partner about your past? Or how much would you like your partner to disclose to you about their past? Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? I mean, if the past is the past and it no longer exists, then why do we want to bring it into the present and take it into the future? Anyway, before I kind of run you all around the place, welcome to Dr. OJ Speaks. My name is Dr. Oyinkansola Ajinodi, your amazing host. I am so excited to have you on my channel today. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on, like, comment on this video, let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe share your number if you're comfortable with it, of course. But let's get into the gist of the matter. Today's episode is sponsored by HD Pro Global, the med spa and the education folks who do amazing things in the med spa industry. They offer services, they educate you, train, certify, and get you started on your journey into the med spa world, making money, helping people transform lives and bodies, I hear, in 90 days or less. Check them out at hdproglobal.com for more information. I will be right back. Don't forget, subscribe, notifications, do the needful, and I'll be right back. See you guys soon. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Oh no, oh no. She's old, yeah. So many of us got what to say, but we don't have the means, but we can listen, yeah. Things that we sharpen our vision, yeah. Oh yeah. Negativity getting out the way. By listening to us that we bring life, yeah. Plus it's like the voice of an angel, yeah. Dr. OJ, visionary, extraordinary. That burning like giving joy to the helpless. With it and bringing life to the dream. That's all we, yeah. Ruby, and Sammy, and she's so, yeah. Transforming one life at a time. With the best voice that you have. Dr. OJ, keep on speaking for us. You're the voice you want to.
So how much is really too much information? You know when they say TMI, too much information? Like, I had a conversation the other day. Well, I was having a conversation. This is just full disclosure. And it was just with a friend who sort of likes me and sort of wants to be in a relationship. Well, we were on the phone. I was home. I was relaxing. It was the end of the day. I was tired. And I had to use the restroom. I had to go to number one, of course. And I had my earbuds in. And I just mindlessly walked into the restroom and I sat down and I started to pee. And it was like, Dr. O, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm peeing, but don't worry, just keep going. I can hear you. Forget about my pee. And I was like, damn, I'm too old for this, man. I'm just too old to worry about getting off the phone, to go pee and then come back, continue the conversation. I'm like, child, forget it. Let's just get on with it. And it was a nice transition for us. And it was like, oh, you're getting really comfortable with me, huh? So how soon or how later in the relationship do you get comfortable with your partner to start sharing certain things with them, like your past, like information from, say, your exes, like how many exes have you had, like, auntie, what's your number? Uncle, what's your number? Let's kind of talk about it, you know? Those are things that people like to talk about, but I want to ask you guys, does it really matter? I don't know. Does it really determine the commitment level? Does it really determine the success of your current situation? Or does it really determine the future that you're building together? Why do you really need to know? What does it do for you? Like, I don't know, but people ask this question, so I'm asking as well. What is your number? What are the appropriate things that we should disclose? How much of it should we share? And how much of it should we keep back? So here are my thoughts. Number one, sexual partner numbers. Honestly, in my own personal opinion, my own gospel according to Dr. OJ, it does not matter. Like, literally does not matter. Either that you have to do on yourself before you get into the relationship. Because if you're going to place your level of trust and ability to commit to a person based on what they have done or have not done, I beg to say that is a reflection of your state of mind. So maybe you need to kind of dive deep and do some work before you get into that situation. So that's that about that. Another thing, let me see, apart from sexual partners, let me see like family orientation, like family background. I think that is very, very important. Look, whatever culture you come from, family is important. The kind of family you look, listen, hear me and hear me well. I don't want to talk like my father in the Lord, Jerry Ezen, who said, hear me as I hear the Lord. But hear me and hear me well. If you're going to marry a woman or a man, you need to know their family history. Oh, don't even forget. No nonsense. That one is a non-negotiable. You need to know their family history. You need to know where they're coming from. You need to know health issues. You need to know culture. You need to know so many things. So as much as you can volunteer the information, and if they are not volunteering the information, my sister, my brother, I want to advise you, ask and ask again. Don't tell me ask and it's been answered. I don't care. I've asked you and you answered. I want to know again. I'm going to ask again just in case the story, you know, the timelines, the information is not coming together properly. Family history, absolutely, we need to let you know all of it. It's important because in my experience, that was something I could have been a lot more mindful about, but we're not going to go there. We're in the present and we're moving forward. But family history, very important on both sides. You need to know what kind of family you're getting into. You need to know the dynamics. You need to know the situation. You need to know how they each function so that way you can prepare yourself and figure out the best way to position your relationship. Or even if you're going to move forward with the relationship, yes, it can be a deal breaker. You guys can see I'm very, very passionate about the family thing, right? Yes, I am, because I have come to understand that it is important, because when you see the family from which a person comes from, you see the dynamics, you see the history, you see some of the cycles, the patterns, and so many things. It really sets the preview for what your future might or might not look like, and then it could actually help you avoid certain pitfalls as well. So for me, family history, I want to know it all. From A to Z, I need to know. So we'll continue this conversation. Let me know, what are some of your disclosure, I guess, negotiables or non-negotiables? What are some of the things that you feel you need to share with an intimate partner as you begin to build a new life together? I will be right back to share some more of mine. Comment below and let's talk about it. My name is Dr. Ohikosola Jinaru. I'm a beauty professional, med spa operator, franchise owner, and director of education at HD Pro Global Beauty Institute and Body Med Spa. As a mother of 3 boys and immigrant business owner, it is important for me to have a steady and sustainable source of income that transcends economic, government, or public health uncertainties and instability like the global pandemic we are still recovering from. That is why HD Pro Global has created multiple systems that allows my team and I to train, educate, certify, and establish independent med spa operators like us all over the globe. For more information, check out our website to attend a free webinar to get started on your path to continuous success, no matter what is going on in your part of the world. I cannot wait to meet you. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. So we're talking about, what to disclose or not to disclose, and how much to disclose, or if not to disclose, or whether to disclose, and all the disclosures that we talk about in relationships, present, past tense, future tense, and all of those things. So in the first part, we talked about sexual, partners, how many, what's your number, and all of those things. And then we went into the family thing, and I went on a full rampage on that. Yes, I did. I said what I said, and that's it. Okay. Moving on. So now we're going to talk about what are some things I feel like it's important for you when you meet someone, when you start having these conversations and you see that the thing is moving and is gradually elevating and is going to the next level things, and you're like considering this person to be serious, exclusive. I feel it's important to talk about what are some of the things that happened in the past that really did not allow their relationships to work out. That's a very intimate and very invasive conversation. And those types of conversations would only happen when you build certain levels of trust. But I feel like it should be had. You should feel comfortable revealing. Like for me, some of the things that I have revealed in the past is talking about how I was not maybe a little bit mature enough to understand that the problem was not people not meeting up to my expectation. It was just me having this can I say it? I was just having all these unrealistic expectations because of where I was coming from. So I did not really know exactly what it looked like to really trust someone and be in a situation to allowing them to come with everything they had to offer for me and, you know, present it in a way that I could receive it. So that was one of my that was one of my flaws and my hinks, if you want to put it that way. And it was very important for me to have those conversations with people to say, hey, this is where I was, but this is not where I am today, and I've had these pitfalls. So when I'm trying to say back out of a situation to say, I don't think this is going to work out for me, and this is why, because guess what, I've had this experience in the past. So now I'm able to disclose that past experience, not because I'm judging the person based off of that, but because I'm identifying some red flags now that I was not able to identify in the past, and maybe identifying red flags that I was the one presenting myself. Guys, when we talk about this relationship thing, let's keep it balanced. You say life no balance, but when we're talking about it, let's keep it balanced. Let's, you know, flip to the left, flip to the right. Just try to be able to take ownership of your mess. I was gonna use another word, but let's keep it kosher. Try to take ownership of your mess so that way you can honestly build a good thing. You know, sometimes we all make mistakes. One thing that I realized in relationship, and just even making this a major part of my channel, is the fact that we major in the minors when it comes to relationship. Damn, a lot of us, men and women, we major in the minors and we minor in the major things that we're supposed to really be focused on. The thing that we're supposed to get PhD in, we don't go even get associate degree in it. We won't even learn it to the certification level, and then we'll now be getting PhD in those things that really, in the grand scheme of things, it does not really add much to making a successful relationship or building a successful family. I said it. Yes, I've been figuring out a way to get that out, and I'm glad I got it out to you. I hope you caught it. Did you catch it? Okay, good. Moving on. So it's important for you to have those conversations about some of the things that you could have done wrong, because it allows your partner to have an insight into not just who you were, but your journey, and to really appreciate the level of growth that you could be demonstrating in the position that you're in now. Because sometimes people just think that people just appear in one level of personal development just by appearing. They don't know the work it takes to really grow yourself, to commit to being a better person. And if that person is coming in and they could be a trigger to taking you back to where you have come from, we shall not return to Egypt. Or you see the Egyptians that you saw yesterday, what did the Bible say? We shall see them no more. So when you meet someone, that's why those types of conversations are important. Jokes aside, guys, jokes aside, that's why it's important to have those conversations. Now, another thing that I really want to bring up is when we talk about these disclosures, what to say, what not to say. Talking about what are your non-negotiables. I feel it's important to really put those things on the table, not burying it all at once, but gradually letting the person know that, look, this is some of the things that maybe could really get me fired up. And that way it allows your partner to hopefully figure out a way to cater and help you always show up as your best and highest self. You know, because we're all humans and we're all flawed. No matter how much personal development or growth you do, as long as you're in this flesh, you're always going to be flawed. So I feel it's important, or I know it's important. It's not a feeling, it's a knowing, it's an absolute, for you to talk about some of the things that as a human being you're really not willing to negotiate about, like your standards, your values. It's important important because a lot of us assume that, okay, I don't like a guy who smokes. I've had a problem with a guy who cheats and philanders, and we just want to sweep it under the carpet. We don't want to talk about it. We feel like if we bring it up, it's going to automatically cause them to retreat. Look, especially my sisters, my friends, my women, my tribe. It's important for us to be able to feel free and empowered enough to say, look, these are some of the things that I just would never like. I would never be okay with it, no matter how you present it. Rather than saying, well, I just want to have a man. I just want to get him first. Let me get him to the altar, and then maybe we can have those conversations after the fact. Sis, no go walk, forget that thing. You go just enter one chance. It don't go walk. It will not work. So let's just be real. Those are some conversations I feel grown minds, mature minds, which are the people who should be venturing into these relationships we're talking about, should be able to have. Whether it refers to the past, the present, and the future, these are some of the things. But then, when we talk about TMI, there's sometimes there's certain things that is like too much information. I don't need to know those things. I beg. Like some of the sexual escapades that you had and how you did it, when you did it, what. Well, depending on the freakish level of your partner, maybe we won't talk about it, but there are certain things that, man, just keep it to yourself. I don't want to know. Like, seriously, like, it's done, right? There are certain things that are TMI, and we should, everyone to each his own. Some people, and before I round up today's episode, let me not just leave here without saying to my friends, let me not gender-base this one. This one is for everybody because some men do it too. Look, when you first meet somebody, it's not that time that you will now tell them everything that is going on and let them get to know you now. This is real talk because this is something I had to learn. I had to learn and grow in this area. So guys, I want to advise you to invest in just learning about yourself first, and then learning about relationships second, and then learning about whoever the partner is that you intend to spend the rest of your life with. Because when you take the time to educate yourself, which is very important, education is the biggest part of having a successful relationship. It really empowers you to act, decide, discern, speak, respond, not react. It really just empowers you in all those different areas that you need to function successfully in those relationships that you're building. And we're not just talking about intimate relationships, we're talking about work relationships, we're talking about interacting with people in the marketplace, we're talking about friendships, understanding all of these dynamics of human interaction, emotional intelligence being the key. Very, very important. Have a high IQ, which is great, but also match that with a high emotional intelligence. And you will be one kind of superhuman walking on the surface of this earth that will be in such high demand, and you'll be able to have more successful relationships with people. Alright, y'all, that's it from me today, Dr. OJ, the MedSpa professor. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Guys, listen, I want to hear what you have to say in the chat. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? What's your number? Do you want to share? Let me hear it. We don't judge here. Whatever you feel. But subscribe to this channel, turn your notification on, share this video with somebody, and join our community. Dr. OJ, until next time, I will be back again with another amazing conversation.